We all know the black staples, the draw spells, the board wipes, the tutors, but what about the cards that nobody's playing? Today we're going to be looking at 10 cards that are being played in less than 1% of all commander decks, starting off with number 10, Infernal Tribute, triple black mana enchantment, where you pay 2 and sacrifice a card and play, draw a card. Only being played in 0.04% of decks. Is a card like this even worth it? Well, if you read it, it says sacrifice a card in play. Draw a card. It doesn't say creature, it doesn't say non-token creature, it says sacrifice a card. It is a black sack outlet that draws cards repeatedly, and it just sacrifices permanents. That could be clue tokens, that could be blood tokens, that could be treasure tokens, could be lands, whatever it is that you want to sacrifice to be able to draw cards. It is an excellent, repeatable sack outlet that draws cards. It's an excellent option in Aristocrats decks, and it's only $2.89. It should definitely be seeing more play in our commander decks. Number 9, Koskun Falls, 2 and 2 black for an enchantment that says during your upkeep, you have to tap an untapped creature you control, or you have to destroy the enchantment. And it says no creature can attack you unless its controller pays an additional 2 whenever that creature attacks. It's only being played in 0.21% of decks, but why? This card is a black propaganda. Maybe it's the cost, it's $17. But it's a mana pipe break. It's a black propaganda effect. It's an excellent option, especially since nobody's expecting that you're going to have a propaganda effect in a non-white deck. And yet, it is an excellent option against more aggressive decks. If we are using our life as a resource, a card like Koskun Falls helps protect our life for a pretty small investment. What do we care about tapping down one of our creatures? We're used to sacrificing our creatures and having lots of disposable creatures in black. Koskun Falls is a card that should definitely be seeing more play in our commander decks. Number 8, a card I have near and dear to my heart, Head Games. 3 and 2 black mana for sorcery. Target opponent puts all their cards on top of their library. You search that player's library for that many cards, and then that player takes those cards and puts them into their hand. It's only being played in 0.11% of decks, but it is an all-star because it makes for a hilarious game experience. It makes for some fun moments where somebody, usually it's the archenemy, they have a handful of cards, you play head games on them, and now you take all their amazing cards, their Ristic Studies, their Smothering Tides, their Mana Vaults, their Displacer Kittens, and now you replace it all with lands. I've had head games in my deck since 2011. Head Games is a hilarious card. It totally can warp the game, or you can also use it politically, where if you know that the only way we're getting out of this mess is if your opponent gets a board wipe. You say to them, listen, I can tutor up a board wipe for you. Head Games lets you do that. It can totally warp the game. It's a fun experience. And if you want to be really mean in Zev lore, it totally will wreck people because now everybody's only going to have lands. It's an excellent option. It's $3.72, and you can definitely play some mind games with the people at the table. Next up is number 7, Kuon Ogre Ascendant. It's triple black for a legendary creature Ogre Monk, 2/4. At the end of turn, if 3 or more creatures were put into graveyards from play this turn, flip Kuon Ogre Ascendant. It's only being played in 0.02% of decks, but did you read it? It does what again? It triggers on the next player's upkeep. After 3 or more creatures have died, we're in black. We're expecting lots of creatures to die, and then you get a legendary enchantment, Kuon's Essence, that says at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature, which means every single player after you in turn order has to sacrifice a creature. It's not as oppressive as Grave Pact. Grave Pact is one of those really, really salt-inducing cards. Have you ever seen a Kuon Ogre Ascendant on the other side of the board? Probably not. And yet, it is an excellent option in black decks, specifically black decks that want creatures to be dying, because it deals with Voltron decks, it deals with just good value creatures that are on the other side of the board. Now they have to make the tough choice of which creature they want to lose. And for you, that's an okay option because you're in black. You're expecting that to happen. And it's $1.13. It should definitely be seeing more play in our commander decks. Number 6, Strands of Night. It's 2 and 2 black for an enchantment where you pay 2 black mana, pay 2 life, sacrifice a swamp, and then you put target creature from your graveyard into play. Only in 0.11% of decks. This card is definitely underplayed because it's reusable instant speed reanimation. It allows you to get a creature from your graveyard into play at instant speed for a very low cost. And additionally, if you happen to have any land synergies, like in my Soul of Windgrace deck, now it has some synergy there too. The best part of Strands of Night is if you have nothing better to do, you can just put all of your mana and a serious portion of your life into this card, sacrifice your lands, who cares, because you're going to be bringing back your Garys, you're going to be bringing back your Kokoshos, your Sephiroth Fabled Soldiers, whatever it is that you want to bring back from your graveyard at instant speed. It will definitely mess up your opponents, and so you should definitely be playing this 26-cent card in your commander decks. And number 5, Planar Void for all those people who are playing Strands of Night. It's a 1 black mana enchantment. Whenever a card is put into a graveyard, remove that card from the game. It's only in 0.17% of decks, and it is definitely undervalued because it punishes the value train where every single deck is trying to abuse the graveyard. Planar Void says, no, what if you didn't do that? What if you didn't take advantage of your graveyard? It is fair graveyard hate because it deals with everybody's graveyard, including your own. So likely you want to play this in a deck where you actually don't care a lot about your graveyard, but you definitely don't want your opponents to be caring about theirs. Or, sneakily enough, for Planar Void, it has a trigger. When the card goes to the graveyard, then you remove that card from the game. That's a triggered ability, which means that you can react to it, which means if you're playing a card like my Chain or Dementia Master, if there's a trigger on the stack, I can use Chainer's ability to bring that card back to my side of the field, get its ETB, then I can sacrifice it again, and then I can use Chainer's ability at instant speed. Now, Planar Void is a low investment. It's $3.96. It should definitely be seeing more play in our commander decks to deal with those graveyard players. Number 4, Carnival of Souls. It's 1 and a black for an enchantment. Whenever a creature comes into play, you lose 1 life and add 1 black to your mana pool. It's only in 0.16% of decks. Is this a card a sleeper? Well, it definitely should be seeing more play than what it is because it triggers on all creatures entering the battlefield. You add black mana. Yeah, you lose life. And notice it doesn't only say for your creatures, it's whenever a creature comes into play, which means it's a little bit of a risk and a reward because it could mean that you just die because the token player goes off, or it means if you're playing it and you're playing it responsibly, you're just turning your creatures into extra mana. It turns them into great value, which is great in token decks where they want to be playing more creatures. But also, if I'm in a deck where I want to be playing my Sephiroth Fabled Soldier and I also want to be playing all sorts of different creatures, I like having access to all this extra mana because now every time I play my Sephiroth and I sacrifice my Forsaken Miner, I'm going to get a black mana and then I can ping someone and then I can get the Forsaken Miner again, which gives me the extra mana, takes away the life, and then I just get into this loop. The Carnival of Souls is an excellent option. Yes, it's a little bit more pricey. It's $12.87, but it's a great option that we should definitely be playing more of in our commander decks. Number 3, one of my favorite cards in my Chain of Dementia Master deck, Soldevi Adnate. It's 1 and a black for a cleric, 1/2. You tap and sacrifice a black or artifact creature, and then you get to add an amount of black mana equal to that creature's casting cost. Only 0.5% of decks are playing this. Really, guys, read the card. Again, it enables reanimation by sacrificing a creature to give me mana that then I can put into any number of my different reanimation spells. And that mana could be used on anything. It is an excellent option in any deck where I want to be sacrificing creatures to be able to get all sorts of value, and then I can add extra mana to my pool, and then I can use that mana to be able to cast removal spells or other creatures or activate abilities. Is an excellent underrated option. Not enough people are playing it. It is $1.93. Black Mages, please put this card into your commander deck. You will not be disappointed. Number 2, Corpse Dance, 2 and a black for an instant that says put the top creature card from your graveyard into play. That creature is unaffected by summoning sickness, meaning it gets haste, but then you have to remove the creature from the game at the end of turn. It does have buyback for 2 mana. Only 0.18% of decks are playing this, but this is some secret tech. Trust me, this is some instant speed reanimation mixed together with combo potential. The fact that you get to put a creature from your graveyard into play at instant speed, and then you get to pay 2 to buy back the spell is asking for trouble. This is a combo card. The moment you have Ashnod's Altar and a Corpse Dance in play, there are combos for days that will be able to win you any number of different games. It is an excellent option. It is on the reserve list though, so it is the priciest card on this list at $30, but it is an excellent option in reanimation combo decks. Now, I will say though, you have to keep track of the order of your graveyard, because if it only does the top creature card from your graveyard. So be sure not to be shuffling your graveyard or letting anybody shuffle your graveyard. Make sure whatever the top card is on your graveyard, that's the one you want to be reanimating, because that's one that Corpse Dance is going to get. So pick up a copy. You will not be disappointed. And last but not least, our Dragon Lord pick of the week is Necrologia. 3 and 2 black for an instant. You can only play Necrologia during your end of turn step, and as an additional cost to play Necrologia, pay any amount of life and then draw cards equal to the life paid this way. You're probably looking at this card and saying, a dragon card? A Dragon Lord card? What? How? Maybe there's a reason why only 0.26% of decks are playing this. Hold, wait. Necrologia is only being played in 2 the Dragon lists. Compare that to Vanquisher's Banner, which costs 5 mana, and Vanquisher's Banner, you have to choose a creature type. It gives your dragons, because you're probably going to be choosing dragons, +1/+1, and whenever you cast a creature spell of the chosen type, you draw a card. They both cost the same amount of mana, but Necrologia is a way better option for the Dragon, because dragons don't care about a +1/+1 Anthem ability. They care about drawing lots of cards when they have nothing on board because you just got wiped, which is exactly what Necrologia does. If you have no creatures on board, or if you have no creatures in hand, Necrologia allows you to refill your entire hand at end step for as much life as you possibly are willing to afford. It gives you card draw on an empty board. It only has 2 black mana pips, which means it's not super intensive. It's not like a Necropotence, but you can play this on your end step, you can put 10 life into it, you can draw 10 cards, and then you can sculpt the perfect 7 that you need. It is a low cost, high card draw return ratio, and nobody's going to expect you to play a Necrologia. And the best part of this card is that it's 32 cents, and that's a pretty good deal to draw as many cards as you need on your end step. So that's the end of the video. Which of the cards do you like? Which of the cards do you think are definitely underplayed for a reason? And which one of them are you going to play in your commander decks? And if you do choose to pick up any of the cards in this video, feel free to use the affiliate link down below. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does help our channel out quite a bit. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, I will see you in the next one.